Hi. First, I'd like to reassure those of you that were worried by my absence. How come I've uploaded nothing since September? Well, I'm alive and well so far. I've been in some trouble with my health, my breathing and my eyesight, notably, and I no longer have any health insurance. But it is essentially the health of my computer that has been a serious hindrance. Don't know how long it will last because it keeps breaking down. Anyway, I'm back today with Martin Niemöller's Zitat. It's been circulating on the net for quite some time, various versions in various languages. So I've been looking for the original version of it, as well as its origin. Why is it called Das Zitat, the quotation, and how did it appear in a poetic form? There is an authority on the topic, a specialist of history of Germany, and he's been very interested in Niemöller's writing. That's Professor Harold Marcuse of UCSB, the University of California at Santa Barbara. He confesses that he doesn't know himself if the original was in German or English. One should bear in mind that Das Zitat is not the writing of an established poet. The creating process is far more complex. Martin Niemöller was a German Protestant pastor who was deported to concentration camp after expressing his disagreement with the internal politics of the Third Reich. After the fall of the Reich, he gave some lectures or conferences about his experience, and he reproached himself not having protested earlier when the persecutions concerned the other, and his self-approach became an archetype of the plea against political apathy. It appears that it first emerged in 1946, and after recurrent quotations in Niemöller's conferences, it took its final versified form in the early 50s. Well, I had to take an option for which version to choose. My idea is that Niemöller must have mentally conceived this political fable in his native language anyway. What reinforces this belief is that the formulation in German is much more precise, direct and simple than in English. For one word in German like schweigen, you have to use several in English, like to keep silent or not to say a word. There are also more variants in English and other languages as there are in German. In fact, I found but two versions in German that claim to be the original. The first one is only 4 verses. It doesn't mention the incurables, nor the Catholics, nor even the Jews. The alternative version is 5 verses and mentions the Jews. Also in the third verse concerning the Gewerkschafter, the trade unionists, it replaces the recurrent phrase habe ich geschwiegen by habe ich nicht protestiert, which is interesting because it pre-announces the punchline, gab es keinen mehr, der protestieren konnte. One last word. If you activate the caption menu, you will see that the English subtitles do not reproduce the English version that has been circulating widely. First it came for the communists. No, it's my own translation into English of the German version. Garmagev. Als die Nazis die Kommunisten holten, habe ich geschwiegen. Ich war ja kein Kommunist. Als sie die Sozialdemokraten ansperrten, habe ich geschwiegen. Ich war ja kein Sozialdemokrat. Als sie die Gewerkschafter holten, habe ich geschwiegen. Ich war ja kein Gewerkschafter. Als sie mich holten, gab es keinen mehr, der protestieren konnte. Als die Nazis die Kommunisten holten, habe ich geschwiegen. Ich war ja kein Kommunist. Als sie die Sozialdemokraten einsperrten, habe ich geschwiegen. Ich war ja kein Sozialdemokrat. Als sie die Gewerkschaften holten, habe ich nicht protestiert. Ich war ja kein Gewerkschafter. Als sie die Juden holten, habe ich geschwiegen. Ich war ja kein Jude. Als sie mich holten, gab es keinen mehr, der protestieren konnte.